Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving deep into something I think we all use every single day, but maybe don't think too much about.
Oh, yeah. Focused attention.
Exactly. And we're going way beyond just paying attention in this deep dive. We're really going to uncover just how powerful focused attention is for learning and development.
I love that. Okay, so to guide us on this deep dive, we have a fascinating 2024 study, and it was published in Child Development by Burstein, Sabag, Kurtzman, and Giva.
Right. And these researchers, they followed a group of premature babies for an incredible 17 years just to see how attention unfolded over time.
17 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, it is a long study. It's called The Role of Focused Attention in Learning from Early Childhood to Late Adolescence. Implications of Neonatal Brainstem Compromise Following Preterm Birth.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is a long title, but don't let it intimidate you, though. The findings are super interesting, I promise.
Okay, good deal. So then let's start with the basics. What exactly is focused attention? Right? So the study gives this really relatable example. Imagine a child looking right at you, but you can tell their mind is miles away.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe thinking about their weekend plans. Instead of what you're saying.
Totally.
Are they truly paying attention?
Not really, no.
Not really.
No.
Focused attention is that ability to truly engage with what's right there in front of you, tuning out all the distractions.
Okay, so it's like being present in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just passively looking. It's like you said, being present, being in the zone, completely absorbed in what you're doing. And you know what? Even babies as young as 6 months old can show signs of this active engagement.
Really? That young?
Yeah, and that's when real learning starts to happen.
Wow, so then it's not just about kids. We all use focused attention every day, right?
Absolutely. Think about anything you need to learn, like a new recipe or a musical instrument. Focused attention is like your secret weapon.
I like that. A secret weapon.
Yeah, and what's amazing is that it requires your brain to be this master coordinator.
Oh, I love a good brain analogy.
Okay, so we have these three main attention networks in our brains.
Okay.
One that alerts us to important things.
Makes sense.
One that helps us orient to them. And then one that's in charge of controlling and directing our focus.
Okay.
Focused attention requires all three of these networks to work together seamlessly.
So it's like a team effort up there in the brain.
Exactly, it is.
No wonder it's so powerful.
Right.
So what makes this study so groundbreaking? What did they find?
Well, they discovered this powerful link between strong focused attention in toddlers
Okay.
and some amazing outcomes years later.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat.
So they found that toddlers who displayed strong focused attention at age 2, they tended to have better language skills.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. But get this, at age 17, these same individuals reported higher academic achievement,
Whoa.
a greater love for learning,
Wow.
and even fewer ADHD symptoms.
That's amazing. So the way a toddler focuses can have a ripple effect for years to come.
It really is. The study supports what's called the Matthew effect.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Early advantages in an area like focused attention can snowball into greater success down the line.
So like a head start in the race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The kids who are strong with focus early on keep gaining momentum and end up way ahead in the learning game.
Makes sense. Okay, but the study also looked into something that I was not expecting at all. The brainstem.
Yeah.
We usually think of the brainstem as controlling our basic functions, like breathing right.
Right, breathing, heart rate, things like that.
Yeah, so what's the connection to focused attention?
Well, this study suggests that the brainstem might play a bigger role than we realized,
Okay,
especially when it comes to attention.
interesting.
They used a test called ABR, which measures how fast sound travels through the brainstem.
So like checking your internet speed.
Exactly. A faster brainstem means information zips through more efficiently, which could lead to better focus.
So they're saying a speedy brainstem could equal a focused toddler.
Well, they found that toddlers who had slower ABR results as newborns actually had lower levels of focused attention later. It suggests that even subtle differences in early brain development can have an impact on how well kids can focus.
This is blowing my mind. It's like a domino effect.
Right.
Brainstem, speed-focused attention learning, even academic success years later.
It's all connected.
Makes you wonder if there's anything we can do to support early brainstem development,
Yeah.
especially in premature babies who we know can be more vulnerable.
That's a great question, and it's definitely one that researchers are exploring right now. Identifying these brainstem differences early on could be crucial.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to start thinking about focused attention like we do other developmental milestones
Okay.
and incorporate activities that nurture that skill right from the start.
I'm already rethinking how I interact with my niece.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do they even measure focused attention in teenagers? I mean, they didn't exactly ask them to sit still and stare at something, did they?
No, they did not. They actually came up with a pretty creative assessment.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's called the cutlery test.
The cutlery
Yeah,
test.
they gave teens a bunch of silverware, forks, knives, spoons, the whole works,
Okay.
and asked them to build whatever they wanted.
Wait, they had teenagers building things out of cutlery.
They did.
That's brilliant.
It is. It's such a clever way to observe focused attention in a natural, fun setting.
Yeah, for sure.
Researchers carefully watched how the teens approached the task, how long they stayed focused, and what they created.
So it wasn't about judging their artistic skills,
No, not at all.
but more about how focused and engaged they were in the process.
Exactly. They weren't looking for the next Picasso.
Right.
They were looking for those telltale signs of deep engagement, things like sustained eye contact with the materials,
Okay.
intent expressions, and the ability to manipulate the pieces with precision. It was all about how they approached the challenge and how much focused attention they brought to it.
I'm dying to know what they built
I know, right?
and what it revealed about their focus.
We'll get there.
But let's take a quick pause and then we'll dive into those fascinating findings when we come back.
Sounds good.
See you in a few.
All right. Welcome back. All right, so before the break, we were about to unveil those fascinating results of the cutlery test.
Yes, I want to know what they found.
And what it revealed about the connection between focused attention and creativity in teens.
Okay, come on, spill it. Did those teenagers create some incredible masterpieces with those forks and spoons?
You might be surprised. The teens who showed higher levels of focused attention during the test,
Okay.
they were more likely to try building complex 3D structures.
Really?
Imagine intricate towers and mind-boggling designs all made out of cutlery.
Whoa.
It suggests a possible link between focused attention and a willingness to take on more challenging creative problems.
So it's not just about sitting still and concentrating. It's about how we approach problems and how we tap into our creativity.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah, those teens with stronger focus, they were more likely to really get into it, experimenting with different designs, pushing their creative boundaries.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if we nurture focused attention in kids, if that could boost their problem-solving abilities and creative thinking down the line.
Absolutely. It's a great point.
Okay, but this study was focused on preterm infants, right?
It was.
Did the cutlery test reveal anything specific about their development?
It did. Remember, preterm infants can face some unique challenges,
Right.
especially when it comes to brain development.
Yeah.
And while the researchers couldn't definitely say that those early brainstem differences
Okay.
directly impacted focus attention at age 17,
Okay.
they did find some interesting trends. Teens who had slower ABR results as newborns also tended to have lower scores on the cutlery test.
Interesting. So even though it wasn't a slam dunk,
Right.
it hints that those early brainstem differences could have a lasting impact. This is where I start to think about interventions. If we know that a less efficient brainstem might mean a harder time focusing, is there anything we can do to help those kids, especially those born prematurely?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
And this study really lays the groundwork for future research in that area.
Yeah.
Imagine if we could identify those infants with brainstem challenges early on.
Right.
And then develop targeted interventions to support their attention development.
It makes me think about how much emphasis we put on early intervention for things like speech and language delays.
Yeah, for sure.
If focused attention is this crucial for learning and development, shouldn't we be giving it the same level of attention? No pun intended.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
We have early intervention programs for so many developmental milestones. Why not focused attention?
Right.
It could be game-changing, especially for those kids who need that extra boost. And it doesn't have to be all about structured programs either.
Oh, you're thinking parents and caregivers can play a role too.
Exactly. Think about the environments we create for kids. Minimizing distractions, encouraging focused play.
Yeah.
Even simple things like reading together without the TV blaring in the background.
Right.
These everyday interactions can have a huge impact on a child's developing ability to focus.
That's a great reminder for all of us, parents or not.
Yeah, I think so.
It's easy to get caught up in the chaos of daily life and forget how important it is to create those calm, focused moments.
For sure.
Especially for kids.
Yeah. But you know what's really intriguing is that this study raises questions about focused attention beyond childhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the researchers, they wondered if we, even as adults, could learn to improve our focus
Okay.
and unlock new levels of learning and creativity.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. I'm always looking for ways to boost my brain power. Are we talking brain training apps, meditation? What? Give me the secrets.
Well, this particular study didn't explore specific interventions for adults,
Okay.
but it definitely opens the door to so many possibilities.
Yeah.
Imagine the potential if we could harness the power of focused attention throughout our lives.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This has me thinking about all those times I struggle to focus, like when I'm trying to write or learn something new. What if there are specific techniques we could use to strengthen those attention muscles, no matter our age?
It's a really exciting area of research. There's already a lot of interest in mindfulness and meditation as tools for improving focus.
Right.
And who knows what other innovative approaches we'll discover in the future.
For sure.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready to sign up for that research study.
Me too.
This has been such a mind-opening conversation.
It has.
Before we move on, though, I want to circle back to the Matthew effect. This idea that early advantages in focused attention can create a snowball effect of positive outcomes. Can you elaborate on that a bit more?
Of course.
Yeah.
It essentially means that early successes in focused attention, they build upon each other,
Okay.
leading to even greater accomplishments in other areas.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it this way. If a child develops strong focus early on, it helps them learn language more efficiently, which then sets them up for success in school,
That makes sense.
which can boost their confidence and love of learning. This positive feedback loop that keeps building momentum.
And conversely, if kids struggle with focus early on, it can make it harder for them to keep up in those other areas,
Exactly.
creating a cycle that can be tough to break.
Right. And that's why early identification and intervention are so crucial.
Yeah.
It's about giving kids the tools they need to not only catch up,
Yeah.
but to thrive. It's about setting them up for success in all areas of their lives.
This has been such an eye-opening discussion.
It really has.
We've learned that focused attention is more than just a simple skill. It's like a foundation for learning and development,
Yeah,
and that those early years are crucial for building that strong foundation.
absolutely.
But what about those of us who aren't kids anymore? Is there still hope for us to improve our focus and tap into that creative problem-solving power?
Well, what do you say we explore that very question in our final segment?
Ooh, I like it.
We'll delve into the potential for improving focused attention even later in life,
Okay.
and what that could mean for unlocking our full potential.
Sounds like a plan. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a quick break. Okay, we're back and ready to tackle the big question. Can we actually improve our focused attention even as adults? I'm ready for like a brain upgrade.
I hear ya. Well, think of it this way. Our brains are remarkably adaptable,
Okay.
even later in life.
Mm-hmm.
While this particular study didn't look into specific strategies for adults,
Yeah.
the findings definitely point to the possibility of strengthening our focus through targeted practices.
So what are we talking here? Meditation, brain training games. Give me the secrets.
Those are definitely avenues worth exploring. Mindfulness and meditation practices have gained so much traction
Oh, yeah, for
for their
sure.
potential to enhance focus and attention. And, some studies suggest that certain brain training exercises can actually improve cognitive function, including attention.
So it's not just wishful thinking then?
No, not at all.
There's actual science backing this up?
There is
Yeah.
direct. And it makes sense if you think about it. Our brains are constantly learning and adapting.
Right.
Just like we can train our muscles at the gym, we can train our brains to become more focused and resilient.
I love that analogy. Like, we can train our brains to
Yeah.
be more focused.
Yeah,
This is encouraging. I think we can take control of our own mental fitness.
exactly. And the potential benefits go way beyond just being able to concentrate better.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Improved focus can lead to greater productivity, enhanced creativity, even reduced stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
It's like a superpower for navigating this crazy modern life.
A superpower for modern life. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we wrap up this episode, I want to circle back to one of the most mind-blowing things we learned today. Connection between brainstem health and focused attention. It's not something I ever would have considered before.
Yeah, it's a pretty remarkable finding, isn't it? It highlights just how interconnected our brains really are,
Yeah.
and how even those subtle differences in early development can have a ripple effect throughout our lives.
Right. And it just underscores for me the importance of creating those supportive environments for kids right from the start.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about giving them a head start. It's about setting them up for success by nurturing their ability to focus and engage with the world around them.